Hope is a very powerful thing, and it can help people achieve greatness in this life. Hope can also carry a person through the most darkest moments of their life. Recently, an imam in America, he shared a story about one of the congregation. This was about a young brother who gave his permission for his story to be shared, and I want to begin with that story. So it begins that this young brother, he gets married, and he's very happy in his marriage. In fact, he has a very deep love for his wife. And after around about 2 years, Allah blesses them with a child, a baby girl who they name Aya. Now after 3 years of being married, happily married, Allah decreed that this wife of his would be involved in a serious car accident. And because of her injuries, she left this world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on her. The brother was very badly affected by the death of his wife. In fact, he was inconsolable. And as the days rolled by, he wasn't getting any better. To make matters worse, he didn't have much family with him. All he had was his sister, and everyone else was in another country. So what happened is that he found that every time he looked at his baby Aya, he remembered his wife, and he would start to cry all over again. So he told his sister that, you know what, I cannot take care of my daughter anymore. I need you to start taking care of her. So he dropped his daughter off to his sister, and he thought that would make him feel better, and it did for a little while, but then he felt worse because he thought that I have lost everything now. First I lost my wife, and now I've lost my daughter. And thoughts started to creep into his mind about Allah's decree. And he became angry with Allah. He became frustrated with Allah. And he stopped praying his salah. But that only made matters worse. After a little while, he was diagnosed as clinically depressed, put on medication, and things started to spiral out of control. He started to have suicidal thoughts. To try and make himself feel better, he turned to alcohol and started to drink khamr. And though that made him forget things sometimes, when he would begin to sober up, it would make him feel even worse than before. And so he decided to take his own life. He sat in his bathtub, determined to end everything there and then. But before he did anything, he wanted to read the text messages from his wife one last time. Look how much he loved her. He opened his phone, he unlocked it, and he began to scroll through the messages. And he came to a conversation in which his wife was making a joke. His wife texted him, firstly, I don't know what I will do, or I can't imagine what life would be without you. I think I would die of depression. But then she said, but thinking about having to be with you forever in Jannah makes me more depressed. So he laughed and texted her back and said, that is true. Thinking about being you forever and ever also makes me very depressed. But then he made a dua. He said, but I ask Allah to keep us happy and together in this life and the next, and to grant us a place in paradise all together with our child and even her children. And they both said, Ameen. So as he read this, he began to cry. And he thought to himself, this isn't right. He jumped out of the bathtub and he fell into sajda in the bathroom. And he began to speak to Allah and say, oh Allah, I am sorry for all of those bad thoughts I had about you. Forgive me, Allah. Give me peace, Allah. Reunite me with my wife, Allah. And then he stood up and he felt the need to pray. So he made wudu and he started to pray. And he doesn't remember the last time he prayed. And as he went into sajda in salah, he made a dua, oh Allah, give me guidance. Give me direction. Show me what I need to do. And he said when he finished the prayer, he felt a sense of peace and tranquility enter inside of his heart. And he knew what to do next. He found his sister and he said, I need to take care of my daughter once again. That evening she brought her round and he embraced her. And he found that when he looked at her, he didn't think of his wife anymore. And things began to get better slowly. He began to pray. And then one Jum'ah he came to the masjid. And he said to the Imam, I want to tell you what happened to me. After he told him the story, he said, I would like to share my story with the congregation. And after some time, the brother came and he told everyone about his story, and they were so amazed. The Imam said, today, that brother travels around America giving inspirational stories to people. Allahu Akbar. He has become the source of hope for other people. Now what that brother thought about being with his family is not something that he just made up in his own mind. That is something that Allah says clearly in the Quran. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ حِسَابًا يَسِيرًا وَيَنْقَلِبُ إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا. Allah says, and as for the people that will be given their book in their right hand, may Allah make us from those people. Soon they will be given an easy accountability. And then they will return to their family masruran, which means not just happiness, but a happiness that comes from the heart and lasts forever. Allahu Akbar. And the scholars, they say what this means is that all the members of a Muslim family that died on faith will be given a place in paradise together. Not only that, they say that the member of the family that got the highest place in paradise, everyone else will be upgraded to that place. Allahu Akbar. This is the generosity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.